What's up, guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are once again at Blade Show 2022, and I know you're sick of hearing that, but I don't care. Anyways, in today's video, we are checking out one of the most interesting booths at Blade Show, which is here basically every year, and that is Adam Heibel's booth. This is a booth full of some of the most incredible and intricate knives, as well as a couple customs, and I think it's time we give it a look. So, Adam, how are you doing today, man?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too. Okay, so you've selected quite the spread for me here.
Yep.
What do we got going on?
Well, I wanted to select a variety as well as some of my favorites that I brought to the show. I got a few like laser engraved, one hand ground because I sold the other, but just a variety of ones with anodizing, two-tone, and just some raw finishes.
Oh man, well they look really, really good. I love this laser engraving that you've got going on. Something that gets me with your knives every year, and I think it's gonna be very obvious in the B-roll that we show of the booth, is you have such an impressive display of just beautiful selections, and you really put a lot of artistry into the Balisongs you create. So what was kind of the idea with this Balisong that you've got here?
I wanted to design something that was, one, unique, two, that was flippable, that would appeal to the majority of flippers. I wanted to transition from straight handles to tapered, so that's a feature. A widened channels to prevent blade tap.
Yeah.
And also I wanted to go more traditional with the tanto, but also have a unique spin on the blade shape. It's a unique tanto. I wanted something that would look good with like two-tone anodizings, and that would really show off my color anodizings, which I think I got that with the texture and the handle design, because I needed something that I could do two tones with and that would also feel good in hand. That was what I was aiming for.
I think with this design, the two tones are one of the things that's standing out to me the most, because the way that you did like this sort of pattern here, the little X kind of thing,
yeah,
it looks so cool and it works really well, especially this one that's like the lime green.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it looks so freaking good. But yeah, I'm really a big fan of this design. I haven't gotten to flip it yet, so I'm interested to see how it feels, but from a look standpoint, it really, really is a standout knife. And I think that's something that I've noticed in your designs in general. I think I've seen a lot of stuff, especially, and I think we can talk about your customs in a minute, but you seem to have a lot of inspiration from some of the more, some of the older original style Balisongs that you've then taken and updated and made your own. And I can see that in each one of your designs, and I really like that. So yeah, this is super exciting, especially because I feel like this is a very modern flair for you.
Yeah. I tried to keep it modern. I tried to bring back some of the old traditional styles, like tantos are really popular.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned with the customs, I came into the Bali world with customs.
Yeah.
I didn't have machinery. I didn't outsource. I started with customs with my own machinery, my own tooling. I started with the bare minimum. So my previous blade shows, I brought customs, and that's what I started with. And now I'm kind of trying to get more out into the community at a lower price point. So that's why I'm still offering a couple customs on the side and doing custom orders with people, but also things that I can get to flippers who want a lower price.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I've been.
Well, so that kind of makes me realize that this, in a sense, is showing, and I think that was similar to what you had last year as well. A lot of people really like how that one flipped.
With
but
the Sapient.
Yeah, the Sapient. This one and that kind of show a evolution in what you're able to offer, I think. Utilizing the machinery and allowing yourself to create stuff that is more accessible. And personally, I really like what you've done here. And I don't know, I think it's cool to see you go in that direction while still staying true and making the customs that you want to.
Right.
And to also be fair, while it is more modern and more accessible, I would also say this is very much a you Balisong. It looks like you designed it. It looks unique in the way that I've seen your other offerings before. So I've got to say, I really like it. Do you mind if I flip it?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
But which one's the model I can touch?
Yeah.
That one.
Try this one.
All right.
Yep.
Oh. Wow. Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yep. And so I have some other ones with speed channels, some with full channel, and they have a slight difference in sound and feel and weight and all that. So
this is really impressive.
Thank you.
Wow. So The one last year as well, like, I've always liked your Balisongs, but they've never been, I would say, like, super high performance flippers in the sense of being made for that specifically. They've been, you know, very they've got really incredible blade shapes, they've got really incredible artistry behind them, but this and what you had last year were very, very compelling offerings in terms of just the flipping performance and not even thinking about the aesthetics. And so when you start to take the aesthetics into account, how much does this cost?
MSRP of those start around 800.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is a full titanium channel balisong that looks, essentially, it has the look of a custom to me in a way. Like, it's really got intricate designs, it's got a lot going on, and you said it starts at 800.
Yes.
That's a really good offering.
Yeah.
Okay, so take me through then, obviously this one's pretty plain. What are some of the stuff you've done here that makes it even more special?
I just recently got a laser engraver, so I came up with some laser engraved designs. I don't know what you'd call this, floral or whatever, but
yeah,
I like the gold type of lasering that I can do, and also I added to like a faux Damascus under the blade with like a gold background.
So is it like a gold brushed sort of thing? How did you do that?
It's basically got the finish of a polished blade. I laser engraved the faux Damascus deep, and then I just did like a pass with my laser to get like a gold anodizing. It's really heat anodizing on the surface of the steel.
Oh, that makes sense.
So that's where you get the gold color from.
So you can do that with the laser engraver, is get that gold color.
Yeah, I just do a really thick pass, one pass, and it just makes it all.
Wow. Yeah, because so it might be kind of hard to see on camera, but compared to the other regular polished blades, these have a gold sheen to them.
And it's not super vibrant, but if you hold it next to like a polished,
it's subtle, it's nice. I honestly really like this gold. And then also the laser engraving that you've done, especially this floral one here. Do you mind if I see that?
Sure.
I really, really love the look of this pattern. Like, and I've seen a number of these. You had one that looked like a jaguar over there, and like a bunch of different other patterns. So the different patterns on the blades, I just love seeing this kind of thing. And I think that's the kind of small touches that really make it for me in terms of something that I enjoy looking at and then potentially flipping later. Yeah. This is like a Joker kind of colorway.
A lot of people like the Joker theme.
Yeah.
Green, so I think I made 3 or 4 of them for the show.
You know, if I think about it, the floral pattern kind of fits with the Joker aesthetic as well. Yeah, that's great. All right, so then this one has got a beautiful rainbow fade to it. That's very good.
Yep, it's got a high polish, so it's, really shiny in the light.
Yep.
And just a rainbow fade, anodizing on it.
And the blade is also very high polish. Like this one, it really pops. Oh my God.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Do you do all the anodization yourself?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, you are a master of it, because literally the colors that you get and the fades that you do are immaculate. It can be very hard to match a fade on 2 different handles and have it be the same. And so the technicality in your anodizations here is very good.
Thank you. Yeah, my friend and I do this. We dedicate a whole entire day to anodizing. I don't care if anything else gets done, but because it's quite the process, and it's got to be done explicitly. You can't cut corners or take out steps.
No, anodizing is hard. It's an art form.
Because you want to get vibrant colors. You don't want blotchiness. You need consistency in your process. It's something that took me a while to develop, but now we got it down to a T, and we can get those vibrant colors to pop.
So I'm noticing, obviously, all of these have that milled edge that honestly looks really cool. I like the way that it tapers down with each step of the milling process, but this one's hand ground. Correct. So what's the difference in process between these two?
Well, I basically rough mill everything in the soft form of the steel before I harden it.
Right.
And after heat treat, I hard mill the bevels. That's how you get the really shiny finish.
Right.
And I buff it, of course, to make it a little bit shinier. But after heat treat, for the ones I want to hand ground, I put it on my grinder, and I give it the classic, ground satin finish. Obviously, it's a compound grind, so it's got a ground flat. It's one of my favorite finishes to get because it just looks so good in the light.
It looks so cool.
Especially with being a hollow bevel.
Yeah, and I love a good hollow bevel, especially with a compound grind when you have the hollow and the compound interacting. Right. Oh my God. Dude, this thing is gorgeous. Oh my God. Did you blacken the blade on this as well?
Yeah, it's just acid etched.
Okay, so it's acid etched, and then you've got the
Acid-etched.
blackened titanium.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, and I tried to match like the dark and then shiny satin with the blade to like the dark and the shiny satin with the handles.
Oh my God, that is gorgeous. Obviously, this is a little more hands-on process. Over here is trainers.
Yep. So last year, a lot of people asked for trainers, and I had to turn them away because I didn't have any.
Right.
So I wanted to be able to offer trainers this year. So what I did is I just took my Menace design. I designed the cutouts in the blade, thinned the blade down a little bit, changed the steel to be a little bit cheaper. AEBL I'm using on that versus RWL34.
Makes sense.
For the handles, it's the same exact milling process, except I can do it twice as fast. But it's 70-75 aluminum.
Oh wow, nice.
So it's more lightweight. It's still super durable for being aluminum, especially since I got hard coat anodizing. They've seemed to hold up to a lot of things so far.
This is different anodizing than you'd see on stuff like the Machine-Wise products that he's had, or the Squid Industries stuff.
Type 3 anodizing isn't very common in the knife world, I don't believe, because it costs more and you can get more inconsistent coloring.
This feels like the kind of anodizing I would see on like an iPhone chassis.
Yeah.
Like in a good way.
Yeah.
It feels really nice. Is it okay if I flip this?
Yeah, that's my demo knife actually. So you can
Awesome.
go ahead and flip it.
This is, first of all, the tolerances are fantastic. This is on bushings?
Yes.
Very nice. Oh, it's different. It is different, yeah.
It's lighter, yeah.
Wow.
The handles are quite a bit lighter when you consider the balance.
Yep.
Compared to the live blade version.
Yeah, it's definitely lighter, but it's not bad at all. In fact, I kind of like that you have a different experience between the two, because I like having maybe one set of knives in my collection that's like I have the live blade and the trainer.
Yeah.
And they flip exactly the same, because it's like, okay, maybe I'll practice on the trainer, then I'll go to my live blade and I know that they'll feel identical. But past that, if I'm actually collecting my Balisongs, if they're gonna feel the same, I don't necessarily want two of them.
Right.
So the idea of having two that feel, unique, if you have a trainer that's made with different materials and a different process that has the same look, but, feels different to flip, that's valuable to me.
Okay.
This also has the speed channels, doesn't it?
That's correct.
Whoa.
This one doesn't.
Oh, so you have both.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, I like that even more.
Yeah, so that added a little bit of weight in the handles.
Oh, that's fantastic, dude. I'm gonna do some ASMR. This thing sounds
good.
great. It's got a very tight sound signature. Like it just clacks together in a way that's very satisfying to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are really awesome, but obviously these are all milled customs.
Yes.
Wait,
So those are milled.
Brandon, no way! Did you want to take a look at the customs over here? What have you got?
Yeah, so just two customs I brought to the show. They're both manually milled designs, like I do it on a manual mill.
Wow.
Not really any CNC to these knives.
Yeah.
Yeah, two-tone anodizing. Two of my favorite colors, like a purple blue.
Yeah.
And a bright green.
Is this a very time-consuming process, trying to get every single one of these holes nice and evenly spaced and like perfect and matched across everything?
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of scribing and eyeballing things while I turn the dials on my mill to move the table. So it is completely handmade, except for the fact that I cut out the blade shapes on my CNC, so I have something to grind the profile to.
Yeah.
So they're consistent. When customers ask for a certain shape,
You can give them exactly what they
want. Pretty much, yeah. I round the edges on my grinder. I do all
nice.
that.
So you're hand rounding the edges too.
Yeah, and
wow.
I contour them by hand.
That's one of the parts that always impresses me about these things. Like for instance, on this, the handles, the rounding is perfectly matched across all four pieces, and that's difficult to do by hand because you're, slowly removing that. And so seeing that, anytime I get to look at something that's like really handmade like this, it's so impressive.
I don't know if you've ever ground titanium, but when you grind titanium with like the coarsest belt you can, which I have to because it's so much material, sparks fly. And you have to wear all the safety equipment, a mask, respirator, goggles, and like sometimes like a protective shirt to keep me from getting burnt. So it's hard sometimes to keep that contour consistent from handle to handle because I have to do it 4 times. It's sandwich.
That's really impressive, dude. That's so cool to see. Honestly, also, another thing I'm noticing is a really small detail. The anodization is continued inside the pivot area. So the inside of the pivots is still anodized green, and it reflects off the
pivot.
Pivot.
Yeah.
That's such a small detail. That is absolutely wild, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Thank you.
so these custom Balisongs, I mean, you were doing this from the beginning, essentially. You were here with the customs. I remember coming to your booth and you just had a beautiful layout of all completely
all I
custom
had.
knives.
Yeah.
And now you've moved into making stuff that's like more affordable, because how much would this cost?
$1,250.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more than these guys down here, but you're also getting a lot more in terms of A, work from you,
Right.
but B, there's a lot of craftsmanship and like artistry that goes into both these products, but this especially, and you can see it in the final thing. I've always
you.
been a really big fan of your designs and your work, so
Thank you.
I'm always happy to see you here at Blade. Well, awesome, dude. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this, and we're gonna check out a few other things here, but this has been fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, dude.
Thank you.
Okay, so the stuff at the Heibel booth, how should I get it? It should be like, dang, that was some nice stuff. That'll work. I'm gonna put this in the edit, me workshopping the outro. Wow, that was some really impressive stuff. Heibel has always been impressive to me just because everything he makes really is a work of art. Not to say that other Balisong makers don't make art, obviously, but Heibel being somebody that started making fully custom Balisongs and then slowly transitioned into creating more production-oriented knives, I think that experience making those customs shows in his production Balisongs. So yeah, I really love everything that's going on at the Heibel booth. And of course, you can find that stuff every year here at Blade Show. Heibel is almost always in the same exact spot, and he has a stack of beautifully anodized and wonderful Balisongs. So definitely go check out Heibel in the future. He's also a pretty cool guy to talk to, so you know, that's neat. Anyways, that's pretty much it for today's video at Blade Show, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, and thank you to our Patreon supporters. Once again, you guys really make this all possible, because going to a knife show like this is expensive, especially for me, who has bad spending. I have bad spending habits. I see a thing and it looks pretty, and I want it. I want the pretty thing. And so the money, it comes out of my pocket and it goes into the other you get it, it goes into the other person's pocket. Either way, that's what you let me do here, so thank you.
Also, the 20-minute drive is really, really tough on us.
It's really tough. It's such a
really
long journey.
Crazy haul.
Yeah. The gas cost like 5 cents.
Dude.
Well, now it costs like $10, but that's
What's
for
the
other
difference?
reasons.
Ah.
Thank you for watching.